With this last panel that I put up, the wall for Yurt 2.0 is now almost all the way up, at least the initial wall. I'm going to take the loose straps down there and zip tie it to the cordage that we put. So this Yurt is a lot faster to build because we're not having to deal with broken fronds all the time. And the unit, I mean, it is pretty stable. You can kind of lean on it. And I wouldn't put all my weight on it though, but it's a lot stronger than the previous build. And in some ways a lot faster now that I know what to do. And the roof is just so much better. It did rain out here. I saw water pockets, but they did not go anywhere near collapsing the roof. So the one thing is, because there's less breeze coming through on this side, it is very hot. So I am going to put windows in, definitely. I think I'm going to put a window here, window over there, window over there, and a window over here. I'm putting about 4 windows, maybe even more. Maybe I'll put windows all around, just to let air blow all the way through. It depends on how much money and how much time I have to do all this, because we are under a real deadline here. Don't know what's going to happen with my license suspension issue, other than that I'm working with Department of Revenue and career services and the courts to try to figure out this mess. Hopefully they can get me into a job. The situation with my wife's referral is still kind of in limbo, because the number she gave me, the person, it turned out it was the wrong number. So we're trying to get the correct number. That was supposed to be a guaranteed job that I could get, although it might have stuck me in Orlando or elsewhere, which would mean this project goes on hold. But right now I'm registered with the Career Center, and I'll be going into there, so I might be filming less over the next couple weeks as I go in there to do all the paperwork, get my resume updated. They have a potential referral for a part-time position, which may help a little bit. And then try to shift me. I'm trying to explain they have a veterans guidance guy there. So I'm talking to him to explain the whole situation of why I'm having a hard time getting hired. And essentially it has to do with the divorce and what went down, how my wife accused me of child abuse and all sorts of crazy stuff, even though the evidence is contrary. And I ended up taking a plea to protect my daughter, thinking that it would end after they punished me. Well, they're still punishing me, and it's 7 years later, and society has punished me because I'm plastered all over the place as being this bad person. And a lot of jobs, when you apply for them, they do a background check, and all this crazy stuff comes up. So I've even had potential employers who liked me that I interviewed for IT positions, tell me that, you know, they may not be able to take me because of the bad background. So I think that's what's been one of the things that's holding me back. So I'm talking to the VA rep about that to see if they, you know, they need to get me into a position that's aware of that. Now, like I had worked for the post office, and they let me work because my girlfriend at the time was the one who helped me get into that position, and she basically knew, you know, her aunt was somebody up higher up, and they just let it go through, even though they were aware of the situation. It was a misdemeanor, and, you know, it didn't have anything to do with the job, so they took me. But a lot of other jobs, when you apply and you don't have an inside connection, they do a credit check, and they do a background check, and then you fail. You know, if you're like me, because all this crazy crap comes up, and my credit's all shot. The other thing is, the jobs that I apply for that are minimum wage type stuff at Dollar Tree, Walmart, and whatnot, well, first off, Walmart does do a background check, so all this crazy stuff comes up. But the second issue is they look at your record of how much you earned previously, and pretty much how old you are, even though they're not supposed to discriminate against that. And they can see that in the past I actually had pretty good jobs, and I think their reasoning is that if they hire me, I wouldn't stay very long. That as soon as I could, I would get a better job. but that's not the case. I mean, I'm needing any job just to make enough to at least pay child support and you know, get some stability here in my life. Whether or not that happens, don't know. But anyhow, enough of that rambling. We are in a build video, so I'm going to go ahead and secure the bottom of these units here and let you guys see what it looks like. But believe it or not, we're not going to leave it like this because this yurt, as some of you have figured out, could end up being home for me and possibly for my wife and her daughter. And that's why you're seeing me put so much time and energy into this, even with our limited budget. I am trying to build it so that it is more stable and more comfortable. And so far, it's turning out pretty good. It's looking like a real structure, unlike Yurt 1.0 over there that we saw. Now, I'm going to go ahead and finish all this up and show you some more video of what happens next with the construction of the wall here. Just wanted to take a little time to show you what I'm doing here. Isn't that pretty? That's like a nice bird right by here, so this is great. It's one of the cool things about being out here in nature. You can see and hear the animals. Like I hear this bird chirping right by me, so this nest must be nearby. Anyhow, you can see I used the zip tie, and I'm just tying everything down here. I know there's a little gap here, and that's okay. I'm planning on putting a floor that goes up underneath, and then we're going to tie it down and secure it on the other side somehow. The plan is to seal the yurt interior so that snakes and other stuff don't come in here. After seeing the issue with the spiders, the mice, and all the frogs and all the other animals that made it into Yurt 1.0 over there, we are not going to repeat that. This Yurt 1.0 is now, as you can see, kind of in shambles, all just a skeleton here of what it once was. It was a good experiment to see what could be done with just the fronds and the ties, zip ties, and the tape. But as you can see, we're taking it down. It worked, but not as strong as I would like and not as secure as I would like. Bugs and animals were coming in. The plan eventually, if I can make it through this license suspension and get myself stabilized, is to potentially build again at this spot another yurt. Yurt 3.0. Now, more than likely, I am really happy with Yurt 2.0 right here, and how quickly it went up, and how it's looking pretty nice. You can see the walls here a lot more stable, a lot more secure. There's less wood actually used than with the fronds. But the reason for that is we actually had straight wood here, fairly straight wood, and it made the process a lot faster. So, you know, if you're finding that you're about to lose a home or something, and you can find some wooded spots where you can hide out, it's possible to build this stuff within a week or less, and probably for under $100. The main thing is getting the wood out there, rope, cordage, zip ties, and tarp, cheap tarp. So you could build a structure like this and be safe from the elements. So that's one of the reasons for building this, is to show people what is possible and how fast you can actually do it and how nice it can actually look. The second thing is, with my current situation, this could become a potential home for me. Like I said, I don't know about really living out here because I think it's going to be more comfortable in my van. But in my van, I can't stand up and walk around like I can in here. And actually right now it's kind of very cool in here because of the shade. So when I get it totally done, it'll be almost like a house. And could make a good spot to just come chill with the family if I'm not fully living out here or during the daytime. This is a lot more comfortable to sit out here than inside the van. And you've got nature all around. You can hear all the sounds. And it's peaceful. So, anyhow, I've done enough rambling. I'm going to go ahead and continue construction so you guys can see Yurt 2.0 taking shape. I would say right now it is only about, maybe about 50 to 60% done. So once I get the walls all secured, I'm going to try to secure the flooring. Then I'm going to actually work on the covering, the outer covering, which is going to be made out of grass. And I may use the grass for the roofing too. And the reason for that is previously we put fronds on top of our yurt roof over there. It did help to camouflage the unit and protect it a little bit from the sun. You know, the tarp here from the sun, because the Florida sun will rip this tarp up. It dries it out, and the UV rays make the tarp rip to shreds. So you kind of need to cover it either with paint or something else that can protect it. Now, paint could run about, what, $20 to $40 to do, and could be an option. Maybe even that cool seal that we use for the roofing of Little Blue 2. But I'm trying to make this hut look like it belongs out here. And part of that means making it look like nature. Not so much to camouflage it and hide it, because I'm sure by now it's been a couple days and it's been the weekend. And the Skymen, they come flying through here all the time. So I'm sure they've seen, I know they've seen Camp Freedom too, and they come by and wave. So I'm sure they've seen the yurt back here too, because they fly up there in the sky. You can see everything from up there. But the whole idea for using the grass is to provide some extra insulation and also to protect the tarp from the UV rays. The tarp is serving as a vapor barrier to keep the water, you know, the rainwater completely out, and to keep bugs out. And I'm going to seal the bottom of the flooring so that there's no gaps, or very few gaps. And the roofing will also be sealed, unlike previously where we had gaps. Like I said, I am planning on putting windows in so we get some cross ventilation. And we'll be putting up, if I can, screening, mosquito screening, so you can leave it open. I might make, I don't know what those things are called, valent? I don't know what it's called. It's like an overhang for the roofing and stuff, kind of like we did for the hut. Just so it can protect it from the sun, and you can have the windows open, or you can tie them down and close them if you want to. The idea is to make this a real building, something that people can actually stay in. And if I'm not staying in here, visitors can come by here and spend the night, camp out, and not be afraid of it falling down on them. And I want to secure it so the wild animals don't come into it. Because there is you can see we got a digger coming here. We just dug this spot right here. So, and I think the digger lived here before me, so he has actually more rights than I do to this place, more claim. So, but once I seal it, then I won't be so worried about the digger coming in here and all the other things like the snakes and spiders and everything else. Because this is becoming a really nice yurt. Well, a little nice hut. Because those people who are, technically this is not a yurt. But it's built kind of like a yurt. And I chose this design above a hut design because, you know, like a four corners, like rectangular design. Because I think the rounded structure makes it stronger. The circular structure. Because our Yurt 1.0, which was built really poorly. But, you know, it was a test. I was trying to see what could be done. Withstood really, really bad rainstorms. So building a round structure helps with the rain. Now this one is still standing. The roofing is the most important part in this type of structure. So if I was building it again, I would make sure I secured the roof before I did anything else, which is what happened over here. The first thing we did was we built the framework to hold up the roofing. Then we secured the roof, which took forever. This whole roof alone, all these portions here, took about a day and a half just for the roofing. It was a pain. But, and you can see some of it's already broken. This piece right here broke. because we're using cheap fronds, but I put a second piece there to reinforce it. So the roofing may be an issue. I may have to reinforce this side here. It just depends on whether or not it holds water. But for the most part, we've learned from the previous mistakes in Yurt 1.0 and are taking advantage of our knowledge to make Yurt 2.0 10 times better or more. The sky is about to open up and pour rain. And I am out here working on Yurt 2.0. Still finishing up securing the wall panels by using zip ties here on the bottom to tie everything into place and hold it so it's stable. You can see we're no longer having to use that spray-on adhesive we used previously. I've temporarily moved things out here. I don't know. I have to try to move all those components around here in a moment because I'm going to lay down plastic sheeting for the floor. Bought some cheap plastic sheeting, paint drop cloth, you know, the plastic ones. Oh, here comes our rain. Yep. I don't know if you can hear all that. It's crazy out here. The sky is opening up. It's not raining yet, but it is super, super windy. I can see how our roof is behaving here in the wind. Parts are blowing around, which I'll secure here later. But for now, it looks like I'm going to be stuck out here. And unlike previously where I was stuck at the other yurt, I'm not as scared as I was. I wasn't really scared, but concerned. Because this particular yurt is a lot stronger. You can see water dripping here though. So we're going to go ahead and try to finish securing the wall panels before it really blows. And then I'll see if I can't work on the flooring, even if it's raining. So, stay tuned, everybody. Alright, the storm is about to hit. Thunder is like, I could hear like the thunder really, really loud. I don't know if you can hear the rumbling, but it was striking a while ago. I've tied this cordage here, which I'm going to run and pull taut across the whole bottom. I plan on doing like one row here, then one here, and then maybe one at the top. I don't know. Splitting this into 3 sections. I think I have approximately like 1.5 feet, 2 foot tall right here. These are the cords that I'm going to use to try to tie the grass to when we run the grass all the way across. That's the plan, at least. I have finished tying my first line. It's got pulled actually. All the way across around the whole yurt, coming out to this other side here. And the reason we did this is to help hold the tarp in place, but also I am going to be securing it later here with some zip ties from the inside to the wooden beams to keep the string in place or the rope in place. And we're going to use this to hang on the grass covering that we're going to be putting on the yurt. Or the hut, whatever you want to call this building here. But that's what we're going to do. And we're going to have one here, I think one here, and one up here. So, maybe even one up there, I don't know. Well, one up here at the top where it's going to hang. The idea to have is to have the rope or the cord so that we can make grass bundles and just stick them in and keep them in place. So we'll see how it works out.